Well, it is me, Billy the Kid. I'm back again with another one of these videos. This time talking about the Lionel catalog, the Volume 2 one, to be specific. I got my notepad here, and where to begin? So, there's some issues. There's a lot of issues. One, it's online only. There's apparently no physical catalog anymore, which, alright, not the biggest deal in the world. By the way, if I sound like sick, it's kind of because I am. Past 2 weeks I've been like, I felt like crap, so I'm still kind of getting over it, so that's why I sound like this. But, so it's online only. Not the worst thing in the world, but this one kind of annoys me, to kind of put it lightly. Considering that this catalog, the prices, which we will get into, the amount of stuff that's in this catalog, there's no, like, letter from Lionel, like, from the Lionel team, like, dear valued customer. Like, as a customer, I feel like I'm being very undervalued by them. Trying, for them not explaining why the catalog is the way it is, which is obviously because of tariffs. Obviously. If they just said, look, the tariffs, they're all over the place. One day they're 140%, next day they're 30%, next day they're 50%, then they're 60%, then they're 40%. If they just said, we're in the dark as much as you guys are, we wanted to put out something for you guys, so that way you still had something to look forward to, maybe not include the Super Chief superset, which we will get into. I think that would have shown, like, hey, they actually give a damn about us as customers. But, they kind of didn't. Now, on to some products from this catalog. The big one is the Santa Fe Super Chief Superset. I'm known as the guy who actually buys the supersets. There's only two that I have not bought, and that is, of course, the Big Boy Superset. I'm not a huge Big Boy fan, so I didn't get that one. I did get the triplex one, which, it's kind of mid. I'll admit, it's a bit mid. And the Norfolk and Western King Cole set, that one I did get, and a video will come about that soon. I have it already opened. It was kind of a pain in the ass to get it out of the shipper, so, but I do have it. So when I get some free time, and hopefully after I finish the Mercury video, that will be the next video I do after the Mercury video. But this said, it's also, I didn't order the New York Central 20th Century Limited one, the one with the heavyweight coaches. I didn't bother getting that one because I've already pre-ordered a Hudson from Muffins. It's the Pacific and Lake Erie. The Pittsburgh and Lake Erie one, the PNLE Hudson. That's the one I got. I'm going to take a little bit of a swig. I'll be right. Sorry about that. I'm like dying over here. But, let's go over the superset. I have my notes here in my awful writing. So the superset, the Super Chief superset, it's a lot of S's. It's a 12-piece set for locomotives, and I'm counting B units as locomotives because technically they are locomotives, just no cab. You get an ABBA consist. So both A units and one B unit have motors and sound and smoke. So it's going to be a very loud set. The other B unit is a super bass unit that obviously has extra sounds, and it has a smoke unit. Personally, I think the super bass is kind of useless. I don't understand what the big deal about it is, why it costs so much when it's a glorified speaker. Because that's all it really is. It's a speaker. You're telling me that you're going to charge me $50 less from a powered B unit. And mind you, Lionel's standard F3s are dual motor, so you're getting a motor per truck. So, you're getting 6 motors total. So rather than have 2 motorized trucks in a B unit, this just has like extra sounds. I don't know. I don't think it's really worth the price. So the powered B unit, if you're to buy it separately, is $650. The super bass B unit is $600. So $50 less. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But to each their own. Some people say, oh, it adds a little bit more to the set. I don't know about you. I think that's kind of silly. But, what do I know? However, if you don't want the passenger cars, you can actually buy the ABBA Consist from Mr. Muffins as an exclusive for $2,500. No. And chances are, is the red going to be correct? Right? We'll get to quality control in a bit, because that is on the agenda for this video. Actually, it's a qualm I have for Lionel. Passenger cars. You get 8 passenger cars, and supposedly these passenger cars are going to have figures included. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Mainly because Lionel has said they were going to include figures, I believe, in passenger cars before, and didn't. Which, these are the standard 21-inch passenger cars. These things are easy to open. It's 4 screws. And we'll get to why I'm not too happy about these when I get to my qualms about Lionel. But you get 4 sound cars. So you get your Vision baggage car. Whatever. You get your Station Sounds Diner car. That's not a new product. Lionel has been making the Station Sounds Diner car for a while now. You get a Sleeper Sounds car. My worry is it's going to sound cartoony and kind of dumb. Mainly because, is it going to just be boring snoring? What are the sounds going to be? You also get a Lounge Sounds car. Now, this actually, I don't believe is new either. I think they've done Lounge Sounds. I know they've done that in the Hiawatha set. The Observation car is a Lounge Sounds car. And I think the full dome, a couple of dome cars a while back that were Lounge Sounds. I'm not 100% sure. I know, they offered, a full dome car in a catalog a couple of years ago, maybe. We're talking, 2, maybe 3 years ago. And that was a sound car as well. I believe it was a Lounge Sounds car. Which, alright. So, 4 sound cars. This is going to be a very loud set. Again, you have, 4 locomotives. Again, I'm counting even the super bass as a locomotive because technically it's a B unit. In real life, the B units are locomotives, just minus the cab. You got to MU it to the A unit. So, you're getting your ABBA Consist. Those all have sound. Plus the 4 other sound cars. Yeah, that's a lot of sound. Some people like the sound cars. I don't mind them. After a while, you're probably going to want to pull your hair out. But I would certainly turn down the volume on them. Just because, to be able to hear myself think. But there's also add-on cars. There are two packs. And these are for $550 per pack. So you can get an extra 4 cars, making it 12 cars total. I don't know. Now you're turning a $5,000 set into $6,000. I don't know. Now you're kind of getting to territory where, I could have bought those Golden Gate Depot passenger cars for that kind of money. Which we'll get to quality control in a minute. Also, one of the cars is a Vistadome with camera. You get a little Wi-Fi camera. Personally, I don't really see this being that useful. Know they've released these in the past. If you ask me, I just don't see the point in it. If you want to do a from the tracks run session, show off your layout from the tracks, or a track view, people have been doing that kind of video for quite some time, where literally it's just all right, get a flat car, put a camera on it, run it around your layout. That's not new. That's really all I have to say to that. Now, the A units, I kind of went over this with the Powered B and the Super Bass. So, A units, they had some other A units. These are F3s. They're $1,300 for both A units. Then a Powered B is $650, and then a Super Bass is $600. I'm not really a huge... I think that's a little too much, especially for that B unit, that Super Bass unit. I think that is really overpriced. I believe they used to be $100 cheaper. I think it used to be $100 cheaper, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I know why, tariffs. But that's not the only thing that's went up. They had SD38s actually in the catalog this time around for $700. These are the same prices as the SD70 Aces that they previously ran, and they're $50 more expensive than the SD45s. So there, the SD38, it's not a huge locomotive, but an SD70 Ace, that's a bigger locomotive than the SD38. That's the same price now. And I believe it's only a year apart, if I'm not mistaken. I think those are only 1 year apart. And the SD45, that's a year apart, and those are cheaper. So, why am I bringing up prices so much? Well, I was talking about quality control quite a lot. And yeah, quality control is a big problem with Lionel. And it's been a problem for a while now. 20th Century Limited passenger cars, these don't roll as smooth as they should. And Lionel has been making these 21-inch passenger cars for quite some time. You'd think that with all the time they've made them, they would have it down to a science on how to make them and how to make them good. Why is it that a Sunset Models can make excellent quality, but be a much smaller company than Lionel? I know, the O-gauge community is not that large compared to, HO. HO is obviously the larger of, the scales. And I also find it funny that Lionel thinks that they're going to get into HO. It's a pipe dream, guys. It's a pipe dream. You're never going to beat anybody in HO, Lionel. Atlas, Athearns, Yeah, they kind of have that market cornered. Plus, there's other companies in that. You know, it's not just MTH and Atlas. It's not like O gauge. And then N is the second most popular. O is kind of like number 3. So, they've been around. Like, it's just kind of sad to see. Like, you know, Lionel's been around for 125 years. I know technically a few of those years was making equipment for the Navy during World War II. Technically, they weren't making trains then, but still, they existed. Alright. But, you know, the quality control has been going downhill. You know, I mean, I'm not into the conventional side of things, but I understand the conventional side guys. They're like, yeah, we have it great because, you know, these are easy to work on. These things, you know, while yes, they look good and I love them, they're a pain in the ass to work on. And if you want to, like, have Lionel warranty it, you're going to be waiting a couple of months. Maybe even a long time. You know, countrybunker put out a video about, you know, issues that he has had. And I will link that in the description below, by the way. I will link that. You know, he's talked about issues with Lionel. I believe he said he had, like, at the time of the video he made, he had, I think it was 8 Lionel products, and 7 of them were broken. Like, I don't know, man, that sounds like it's not good. You know, mind you, he has a lot of MTH. Like, we're talking, like, double the amount of locomotives for MTH, and he has not nearly had as many problems with MTH. I mean, not only that, but I mean, like, the Hiawatha, like, this was a gamble. These were gambles I took, alright? Because in the catalog, these trucks, or the wheels, that was, like, pink. That was pink in the rendering. So, I mean, I don't know. You gotta, like, you know, if you buy some from Lionel, am I going to get the correct color? My Dreyfus Hudson. I love the Dreyfus. Alright? I get it, not everybody likes streamliners. The Dreyfus is one of my favorite locomotives. One of my favorite Hudsons. That is too light. That gray is too light. It matches the passenger cars, sure, but I have a feeling the third rail passenger cars are going to look a lot better, and they're going to roll better. Mainly because, I said third rail, it's Golden Gate Depot, it's all Sunset models at the end of the day, but the real thing is, Sunset models, they actually care about their customers. You know, they're a small operation compared to Lionel, and I kind of wish more people would, like, kind of hound Lionel a little bit about their quality control. Like, what are you doing to make sure that the quality of your product is going to be good? That's what we all want to know. And unfortunately, I don't think they're ever going to really get to the quality that they were at one point. You know, and I'm not the only one who sees this. There's a fellow on YouTube by the name of Motocraze 40 2018. I believe there are 2 videos of his. I'll link them in the description below. I know of one. He had a veranda. Alright? It was the shark nose one. The shark nose veranda. The green one. The U.S. military one. The truck was detached from the frame of the locomotive. Alright? Let me just do that. Like, this was the truck on the veranda. It was detached from the locomotive in the box. Like, you're telling me that that is good quality? Like, that's a company I should, like, trust and respect? And, you know, I've had my own issues. You know, the triplex, my triplex, I've had trouble with it. Big Boys Trains, another fella on YouTube. He had the Mr. Muffins triplex, the I forget what it was called, but it was the U.S. military one that Muffins ran, and that one had issues. The rear motor was going backwards while the locomotive was supposed to go forwards. Like, these are the quality issues that I think we all come to despise and kind of worry about getting with, you know, Lionel. Like, am I gonna, like, if I open up my box, my brand new Lionel locomotive, if I get it out of the box, is it gonna run? You know, like, this is a hobby at the end of the day. I get that. And, you know, everybody says, well, you know, you got to open it up. You got to open up your locomotive to work on it. That's part of the hobby. Okay, but if I do that with Lionel, I void my warranty. And if I want a warranty out, if I want to, you know, use my warranty from Lionel, I have to send it to Lionel, and Lionel takes their sweet time, you know, fixing it. Like, some people have had a locomotive sitting at Lionel for 5 months. Like, how is that good customer service or quality control? Like, do you not have the parts? Do you not care? In one of Motocraze's other videos, you know, the customer service rep is like, well, these are toys. I'm going to let you guys know right now, if I went up to my dad, may he rest in peace. He's been dead for a while now, but nonetheless, he's the guy who got me into model trains. If the customer service rep told him that an $1,800 locomotive was just a toy, he would have came up with some very clever swear words to tell that person on the other end of the line. All right, like, he would have came up with some very clever words. You know, and I mean, like, that's the frustrating thing. Because if you have an issue with, like, a third rail locomotive, Scott and now Jay, they're not going to say, well, they're just toys. They're going to be like, oh, what's your problem? What's the issue? How can we help you? They actually care. And it's sad to see, like, a legacy company like Lionel that's been around for 125 years kind of do this. Where it's like, oh, we don't really care about our customers. Or, you know, we're not going to try. Like, again, these cars, they don't roll that smooth. The couplers on these suck. I had to rubber band this one. I don't know if you can see that. Because this coupler sucks. And it's like, you know, well, screw it. I'll buy a Golden Gate Depot set, and then I'll just sell this one. Like, at least with Golden Gate Depot, it's aluminum. It's detailed on the inside, like the painted chairs, painted tables, figures, the roller bearing trucks, so it's gonna roll very smooth. I mean, like, I don't want to see Lionel crash and burn. I really don't, because there are good things that Lionel has. Their sound library is great. Like, but their paint department sucks. Again, this was a gamble. This was a gamble. Because in the rendering, the trucks looked pink. Don't believe me? Go back and check out the catalog that had the Hiawatha. You will see the wheels in the trucks were pink in the render. Okay? So that was a gamble Thank God it came out and looked good. Because can you imagine if it didn't? I'd be like, wow, this was a waste of time and money. My Norfolk and Western 1201 A-Class, it's supposed to look like the J-Class. It's supposed to have like the J-Class stripe on it. The problem is, the red is too light. And so I thought about getting a J-Class from like MTH, because at least the paint will look good. And I now also have a DCS system. The problem is, the sound, it sounds like garbage. It doesn't sound that good. So I'm kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place, where it's like, okay, do I want a good looking locomotive but terrible sound, or do I want great sound but a terrible looking locomotive? I don't know. Personally, I think Lionel can really need some tough love. And honestly, if that means not buying some of their stuff, and, you know, all of us collectively telling them, like, hey, you guys are screwing up, and you need to work on this, we're not going to buy your products anymore. I know that's probably not going to hit them really that hard, but still, you know, like, Motocraze is a guy you don't want to lose. He's a customer you do not want to lose. He's a guy who has a lot of money that you want to make sure is happy. So, like, how do you think he probably feels when, you know, the customer service rep tells him, well, it's just a toy. It's a $1,500 toy. Like, we're not talking about a car. We're talking about a model train here. This is a model. Like, maybe if you're going to sell high-end models, treat them like high-end models. Like, it just, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way when it's like, well, it's just a toy. Well, it's just this. No, like, these are models. You know, like, I could understand if it was like a Lion Chief or like a Ready to Run set from Lionel. I can understand that. But these, like the high-end legacy models, the high-end Vision Line stuff, those are models. Those should be considered a little bit more than just a toy. I know that sounds kind of cringy, but still, you know, like, Sunset Models is not going to tell me, well, it's just a toy. No, it's a brass model. They're going to treat it like a model. You know, they're going to, you know, at least expect me to understand it. Like, I expect them to kind of treat it like it's not just a toy. So, I'm getting really sweaty, by the way. Also, this is probably a bad idea to do while still recovering from whatever the hell is wrong with me. But I've wanted to do this video for a long time. That's why I wrote my notes down. But in the end of it, what I want is Lionel to do better. And it's kind of sad. Like, you got a lot of people in this community that have a lot of pull, you know. And it's not their fault. Like, they're one person. And also, is Lionel even going to listen to them? But if we all together say to Lionel, like, hey, these are problems that we are seeing. And, like, my issues aren't, oh, a ladder broke off. Or, oh, this piece of railing broke off. That's not my issue. I don't have an issue with that stuff. That stuff, I don't mind fixing. But when the locomotive doesn't even work out of the box, or the truck is detached from the frame, that's what I have a problem with. Alright? So, just to clear that up, because I know some people are going to say, well, you know, it's part of the hobby, you got to fix things. Okay, if it's a railing, I don't mind fixing that. But a truck being detached from the frame of the locomotive, yeah, I'm going to be a little pissed off at that. I don't know about you guys, but I'd be kind of pissed off. And I hope you guys would too. So anyways, but other than that, that was just my little rant on Lionel, their new catalog. I'm probably not going to buy anything from Lionel for a little while until they get their crap together. As for future videos, the Mercury video, I know I got to still work on that. I'm still filming B-roll. I've just been busy, plus getting sick. Did not help me. After that, No Fucking Western, King Cole set. And also, I'm going to try to do Joker's Hopper Challenge, because I got to wear my crown, obviously. He's going to have to build his crown. He's going to have to give me the crown. Seriously. Because trust me, I think I will beat everybody in that challenge with my massive coal drag. And if I don't, I don't know, I guess I'll cry or something. But if you like the video, you can subscribe, you can like the video, leave a comment down below. I don't know, tell me how you're doing. What are you eating? I don't know. Doesn't even have to be anything nice. You can call me an idiot for all I care. I do this as a hobby. But, yeah, that's really it. Later.